Hello everyone, welcome to our practice. My name is Francine and it's my honor to guide you. We are going to begin today in a comfortable seated position of our choice, simply coming to the breath, breathing in and out through the nose if we can. One more breath here. And if the eyes are closed, let's slowly begin to open them. I received a couple of messages yesterday and today asking if we could do the neck section. And so here we go. We inhale, exhale, chin to chest. And then inhale, neutral. Exhale, chin to chest. And the next time we bring the chin to the chest, let's begin to do a semicircle, taking that chin all the way up and then exhaling it down to the chest, semicircle to the other side. Last one. And we will meet in neutral, where we'll inhale tall. Exhale, tilt left ear halfway to left shoulder. Then we're going to take the left hand, put it just on the side of the head here on the right, and helping to gently lengthen the neck here with our hand. And then can we press the head into the hand, hand into the head. And then we're going to start to lower the chin towards the right underarm. The left hand can go to the back of the head. Probably feeling a lot of sensation here in the back of the neck. We come back up and we inhale. Exhale, we tilt just about halfway. Focus on the left ear up, right hand goes to the temple on the left side of the head. Gently using the hand to lengthen the neck. And then gently press head into hand, hand into head. And then we'll take the chin towards the left underarm, right hand can go to the back of the head. And then we come up. We inhale long, exhale, we gaze to one side. Inhale, center, exhale, other side. And then the next time your head goes to the right, let's hold here and take the chin up and down, up, down, just one more, up, down, coming to center and then other side, up, down, up, down, down. How about one more? Depending on the speed, you might get 2 more in there, or 1. We come to the center. If we have the legs crossed, let's change the cross of the legs. Gently interlacing the hands at the base of the skull. Coming into our cat-cow. Inhale, elbows back. We have this arch in the spine, the heart lifts. We exhale, round chin to chest. And again, inhale. Exhale. Last one. We release the hands. A few shoulder rolls. Then we inhale the arms up. Exhale, twisting to your right, placing the left hand onto the right knee. Every inhale, we get a little taller. Every exhale, maybe we deepen our twist. Now leaving the left hand on the right knee, let's untwist. Taking the right arm up, exhale, side bend to your left. Checking in with the right sitting bone, that it's pressing into the earth. When we come back up, we release. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, twist to your left. So right hand on the left knee. Leaving right hand on left knee, we untwist the torso, left arm comes up, and then we exhale, side bend to your right this time. And we come back up. Now I'm seated on blocks in an attempt to lift my pelvis. I'm going to remain on the blocks for the next one, where we just have the soles of the feet coming towards each other. And we inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to come into a little bit of a forward fold, palms up to the sky. It doesn't have to be a deep fold. Just trying to let those inner thigh muscles release. And slowly we begin to come back up. We can stay with the legs in this position or cross them, just doing a little bit of torso circling. Exhale is when we go back. Inhale is when we come forward. And then switching our direction. Last one. Bringing the feet to the mat. I'm going to remove the blocks. You can feel free to leave them if that's what is best for you. We're going to extend your right leg and take the left knee, bend it. Option to place that foot to the inside or the outside of the right knee. Let's just think about that left big toe and press it into the earth. Left hand behind us. We inhale up, We exhale, twist to the left. We untwist, extending both legs. Inhale, and then simply exhaling to a forward fold, this time with legs extended, palms can be up. We can reach for the fingers. The most important thing is that we are lengthening our spine. And then we come back up. We bend the right knee, option to place it inside or outside of the left knee. Right hand behind us, inhaling up, pressing that right big toe into the earth. We untwist. Extend both legs. Inhale. Maybe on the exhale, hands come to our heart and we come to our forward fold this way, trying to get the shoulder blades towards each other. Sometimes we want to take away that temptation to reach for the feet. So as if we're trying to get our chin to go past our feet rather than taking the chin to the chest and rounding our spine. And then we inhale to neutral Dandasana. We come to the breath. From here, I invite you to make your way to all fours or tabletop. Inhaling, slight arch in the spine, and on the exhale, can we round and then take our hips towards our heels. We inhale, and on the exhale, can we round as we make our way to all fours. Slight arch. Exhale, round, taking the hips towards the heels. We inhale here. On the exhale, we round to find a tabletop. Inhale, arch, exhale, round, hips to heels. We inhale here. Exhale, we round, and then we meet in neutral, toes together, knees apart. Taking the hips towards the heels and finding wide-legged child's pose. Pressing into the hands. Feet come to the outer edges of the mat, clawing our hands into the earth. We inhale. On the exhale, we find our first downward facing dog. This one is wide-legged, bending one knee and then the other. And then we'll take our knees down, bring them in so that they are underneath the hip bones. Take one breath in whatever position we like, maybe thunderbolt here, maybe we prefer to stay in tabletop. We return to tabletop, finding a traditional down dog, this one not wide-legged. Let's extend our right leg, bend our right knee. Can we circle that right ankle in one direction, then in the other? Then we'll come back down. One breath here, and we prepare for the other side. And this time the left leg goes up, we bend the left leg, we start to circle the left ankle in one direction, then the other. Then we're going to come down to the knees, take our left leg forward, option to grab our blocks as we find ourselves in low lunge. Starting to bring the blocks back a little bit, taking the hips back as we find half split. Toes of the front foot are curling towards us as best they can. And then we return to low lunge. We switch which foot is forward, which one is back. Taking a breath or two here. We'll come back to a variation of this a little bit later, slightly different. And then let's take those hips back, toes of the front foot curl towards us. Taking the torso up, front leg comes back. Taking a moment to place our blocks on our mat. It's important if we're going to use the blocks for our next downward facing dog that we be using what we call a sticky mat rather than an exercise mat. So exercise mats are popular because they're a little bit thicker, but they don't have that sticky coating that when we place our blocks prevents them from moving too much. If we are not sure if you have a sticky mat or not, then I invite you to take the blocks off to the side. If you're sure that you have one, we tuck the toes under, hands on blocks, and we find downward facing dog. So you'll notice my blocks are not sliding forward. Let's bend one knee, then the other. One knee, then the other. And then we'll take our knees back down. We're going to return to low lunge and half split with a slight difference in the torso. So once again, let's take the left foot forward. This time taking the blocks off to the side and coming up, opening the chest, a slight back bend. When we have a slight back bend, you might feel even more sensation in that right hip flexor. Now let's reach for our blocks. Take our hips back, use our blocks to help us. Now you have the choice here of keeping the hands on the blocks or maybe taking the hands behind in what is sometimes called airplane arms. This is an extra balance challenge. Hands return to the blocks. We change which leg is forward, which is back. If we're comfortable, releasing those blocks, slight back bend. Reaching for the blocks, walking them back as the hips also come back. Option to keep hands on blocks, or what I like to call airplane arms. Hands return to blocks, tucking the toes of the back foot under. Back foot meets the front. We are at half back. That's an inhale. And on the exhale, let's find chair pose. And we lift the toes, spread them wide. Press into the heels. We inhale up. We exhale. Hands are to our hearts. Let's take a breath or two in mountain. Shifting our weight onto your left foot, right foot comes across. And we bend even more deeply into that left leg. We give ourselves a hug with the right arm under, left arm over. Maybe staying here, maybe coming to eagle arms. Maybe even checking in, what does it feel like if we try to lift that right foot? Reaching the crown of our head to the sky, making ourselves even taller. Keeping the legs as they are, releasing the arms, bringing them out to the sides, almost straightening the left leg, finding tree pose. It's absolutely okay to put the foot down in between, or even to keep that foot down if that's what's right for us. Hands return to our hearts, foot comes down. We want to let the nervous system know that everything's good, so we'll take a few breaths. Shifting our weight onto your right leg, and then we take the left one across. We bend into the right leg. Left arm under, right arm over. We do a hug. Maybe eagle arms. Crown of the head to the sky. Option to try and see what does it feel like if we lift that left foot. Also okay to keep the toes onto the earth. We release the arms. We almost straighten the right leg. We find tree. Must be windy in my house because my tree is moving around. Sometimes that happens right at the start, then we settle, foot comes down, interlace the hands at the base of the skull and simply take those shoulder blades towards each other. And then we return our hands to our heart. We take our right foot back, feeling free to use the blocks to help us as we make our way to what we call high lunge. So we were in low lunge earlier. This is high lunge. Feeling like we're trying to press that right heel downward, maybe even coming to cactus arms. Bringing our hands to our heart, we inhale tall. Can we exhale, begin to twist in the direction of the left leg? Option to put right elbow there or just both hands to the outside of the left leg. Just a few times we're going to flow between those two. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Two more. Inhale. Option for the elbow to knee. Inhale. Exhale. Gazing at the earth, hands on blocks around the earth, back foot meets the front. Inhale. Exhale, mountain. Always good to come to the breath in between. This time we're going to take the left leg back. Option to use the blocks to counterbalance us. Maybe coming to cactus arms. Hands come to the heart. We inhale taller. Exhale, beginning our twist, either hands to the outside of the right leg, or if we prefer, hands palm to palm. Here's where we're going to just flow a few times. Inhale, untwist. Exhale, twist. Inhale, untwist. Exhale, twist. Inhale, option, elbow to knee. Last one, inhale. And then we're going to reach for those blocks. Back foot will meet the front. Hands on shins for half back. Softening through the knees. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's turn to face the long side of the mat. Taking a wide stance, toes are straight forward, so neither in nor out. We inhale up, and on the exhale, hinging at the hips, soft knees, forward fold. And then we inhale, half back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half back. Taking our left hand just underneath our head. Option to put a block there if that's better for us. Right hand on right hip, we inhale. On the exhale, can we begin to open up that right shoulder? Option for the arm to come up. And then we switch. We start by opening up the shoulder, and then the arm can come up or not. Let's take our toes out, heels in, bending our knees, hands on upper thighs, pressing the hands into the upper thighs. We start to come up, turning the toes of the left foot in, right foot out. Inhale our arms up. And on the exhale, feeling like we're sliding forward, but this back hip goes back. Then we start to come into our triangle, trying to keep both sides lengthening. Option to take a block to the outside of the front foot on any of the levels for extra height, extra support. So what I meant by, you can see here, I'm going to collapse the lower side. We want to try to be lengthening them. Let's slowly come up. I've brought my block with me. We're going to pivot the feet so that now the left is turned out, the right is turned in. I'll place that block on its highest height at the outside of the front foot, engaging the quads. Inhale up, exhale, we slide, hip goes back, starting to take that front hand down to the earth, to a block. Now sometimes what can happen is we're going to be tempted to bring the hand down. So I'm going to demonstrate. You can see that now my torso is facing downward. So it's better to use the block so that the torso can be open towards the sky. We start to come up. I've still brought my block with me. Taking a wide stance. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, so the toes are neither in nor out. Option to have hands on the block, forehead on the block, even top of the head. So my favorite is forehead on the block. Engaging the abdominals, engaging the quads, the fronts of the thighs, but allowing the head, which as we know is heavy, to simply rest on the block or blocks. It's okay if we need 2 blocks. We come up partway, turning to face the original front of our mat, so we're pivoting, back knee comes down, front leg comes to join it, and we curl our toes under, taking our hips towards the heels, even moving side to side with the hips. Really trying to get a bit of an opening in the feet. And if it's too intense, we can inhale to neutral and then exhale, hips back. Leaving the toes tucked under, finding a version of puppy. So starting to walk our hands forward. And again, if we can, leaving the toes tucked under. If it's uncomfortable, then I invite you to release. And then we walk our hands towards us, lifting our knees, taking our hips up, finding ourselves in half back, and then our feet to the outer edges of the mat, toes out, heels in. Hands either on blocks or on the earth. We inhale and we exhale, bend, beginning to find Malasana or Garland, and then back up, inhale. Exhale. You'll notice I'm going quite slowly. On the next one, option to stay here in Malasana or to continue flowing. Hands go back down, hips up, toe heel the feet underneath the hip bones, finding all fours and wide-legged child's pose. We start to take our hands in towards us. Knees come in. We come to seated. Once again, we find that butterfly pose. Now you'll notice I have quite a bit of distance between the heels and the hips. That's because of my build. If I bring the heels in much closer, my knees will be up here. Something that we can do about that is sit on a cushion, on a block. Let's just rock side to side. We're massaging the glutes. Using our hands to help the knees back up. Making our way to our backs, feeling free to grab a block and placing it between the inner thighs. This is to help us in bridge so that when we lift, the knees are not splaying and putting us in what we call external rotation. Coming to cactus arms, pressing into the heels, we inhale up, squeezing the block, and then exhale softly down. And again. On the next one, we're going to hold for a few breaths when we are up. So a lot of the times when we're seated, the glutes are being stretched out and they weaken. So bridge is a great opportunity for us to do a little bit of strengthening in the glutes. If we're quivering, it means things are working, things are firing. And let's begin to lower, nice and slow. Removing the block, bringing our knees to our chest. Rocking side to side. And bringing our feet towards the sky, our ankles are flexed, as if we're trying to get our heels to go all the way up. Our arms are by our ears. Inhale, exhale, knees to chest, forehead to knee. Inhale, the letter L. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Bringing our feet to the mat. Extending our left leg. Pressing into our right foot, lifting the hips, turning them all the way to the left. Left hip goes down, right knee comes to the chest, and then we allow ourselves to come into this reclined twist with the right knee going towards the left side. We roll onto our backs, using our right foot to help us readjust. Left foot comes to the mat, right leg is extended. We press into the left foot, we lift the hips, turn them all the way to the right. Right hip comes down, left knee comes to the chest, and then we begin to allow that left knee to fall towards the right side. Let's roll onto our backs. Bring our knees to the chest, and then if we can, soles of the feet towards each other. So we did a lot of butterflies today, and here's a reclined one. So I'm hanging on to the ankles. We can hang on to the shins. Now it's possible that, like myself, your feet don't fully touch sole to sole. Doing the best I can in our reclined butterfly. Now, keeping the legs as they are, can we release the hands? Start to bring the legs down to the mat, still in their butterfly, and then cactus arms. Now, I'm often asked about this. Should the knees be on the ground? And my knees are certainly nowhere close. And I practice often. It's just the way I'm built. What's more important than the knees being down? Do we feel a stretch in the inner thighs? If it's uncomfortable, we can slide the feet a little bit further away and see how does that feel. And then we'll help the knees up. Place the feet to the outer edges. Do a little bit of windshield wiper. And then allow the knees to fall inward. We're going to take 3 full breaths, placing our hands on our abdomen. Inhale, fill the belly with air, feel it lift. And then exhale, lower it. Notice the hands lowering. Inhale. Exhale. One more. And the time has come for Shavasana. So perhaps you'll stay exactly in the position that we were in, which is called constructive rest. Perhaps you prefer to extend the legs, maybe even lie on your side, wide-legged child's pose. If you are watching the recorded version of our practice, it has come to an end. And I thank you for joining us, for giving me the honor of guiding you, and I'll see you soon.